the 490 field, and later on the 800, 810, and or 830 fields. These are used to record information about the series that an item belongs to. In terms of how to record the series information, the basic rule of thumb is that for the 490 field, use the language or the phrasing or whatever that your item uses. And for the 800 fields, consult other MARC records in the series and use whatever language or phrasing that those other records use. One other comment about series. In some MARC records that you come across, you might find series information in a 440 field. The 440 field is something that we don't use anymore. Back in pre-RDA times, 440 was used for recording series information. Now that RDA has become the standard that everybody follows, 440 should no longer be used. If you're updating an older MARC record to conform to RDA standards, and you find a 440 field, you should move the information to a 490 field, and then delete the 440. 505 is where you give the formatted contents of an item. With a book, the 505 field could be the table of contents. For a music CD, the 505 field could list what song title is on each track. With a DVD for one season of a TV show, the 505 field could list the different episode titles. I do want to highlight something here. With some other automation systems, if you include a 0 for the second indicator, then information from the 505 field may be picked up in catalog searches for title and author. That's not the case with how we have things working with Evergreen. If you look at the example on the screen right now, if a patron searched the OPAC for the title Duck Soup, even though the coding for this record is correct, even though they have a 0 in the second indicator, and even though they have subfield T and then duck soup written out, this still would not be retrieved in a title search. To work around this, you need to create an entry in one of the relevant 700 fields. In this case, we use a 730 field, that is, add an entry for uniform title. That way, if somebody searches for title using duck soup, it gets pulled up, no matter what. The 600 fields are all used to record subject information. There are a lot of these, and I don't think that we need to go into the detail here about how to properly catalog all of them. Just one comment. For the sake of consistency, Spark uses Library of Congress subject headings. There are other standards out there. Sears subject headings, that's one, and there are others that have to do with medical terms and with terms in foreign languages. But when given a choice, you should always go towards records that have LOC headings. And finally, a quick note about the lower 900 fields. 900 fields are designed to be used for local data. In Spark, we often use the 90 blank fields and the 91 blank fields to make statements about the history of the MARC record within Spark. When it was last changed, or who last edited it, or when the record was included in a catalog-wide cleanup project. That kind of thing. So, if you find these in a MARC record that is already in Spark, don't change them, don't remove them. However, if you're about to import a record from outside of Spark, and you're doing preliminary editing first, If you find a 900 or a 910 field in that instance, you should go ahead and remove them.